welcome back and welcome to the next big thing at South Summit. Now, South Summit is where we get to shape the future together. It's where you get to meet the future and where you get to make the future through networking, through knowledge, through serendipity, and the magic of being in a physical venue for a physical event, which is just wonderful. Okay, we've had a bit of a strange year last year. South Summit was virtual, but now it's so nice to be back in La Nave in person with all of you wonderful people here. So I would like to start by just introducing our esteemed front row here now in the category of education. We are doing our startup competitions. Many thousands of startups apply to be one of the South Summit finalists. We select 10, the creme de la creme from each section, and they make it here to pitch for our esteemed panel of judges. And of course, we pick one from each of the 10 categories from their 100 finalists, and then tomorrow we choose the champion of champions. It is so exciting, and I'm so happy to be here. My name's Oisín Lunny. I'm a podcast host, event MC, occasional journalist, and some other things. Please do feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or using the excellent South Summit app. Speaking of which, do share the love on social media. We have been trending under South Summit 21 on Twitter today, so please add to that excitement. Share your thoughts, share your wonderful, very flattering photographs of our brilliant pictures on stage, and use the hashtag South Summit 21. Okay. Now, there's an old saying, disrupt or be disrupted. And of course, where there is disruption, there is opportunity. And education is one of the two sectors globally that is most ripe for disruption, for innovation, for opportunity. Professor Scott Galloway from NYU said that education and healthcare are the two most disruptable businesses in the world, and they're the two with the greatest opportunity for revenue improvement, for soonicorns and unicorns, and maybe you're going to meet some of them today, right here, right now at South Summit. Okay, so folks, are you ready to see some pictures? Are you ready for some competitions? Yes? Muy bien, listos. Okay. Before we welcome our first finalist onto the stage here at South Summit 2021, I would like you all to show your appreciation for our wonderful front row of esteemed judges who are handpicked from absolutely the creme de la creme of industry. These are subject matter experts. These are people who live and breathe in this sector, and I promise you will ask the most amazing, insightful, and interesting questions from our finalists. Ladies and gents, please give a very warm welcome to our panel of judges here at South Summit for Education. Thank you all so much for joining us. We really appreciate what you do, and it makes all the difference to South Summit every year. Okay, so we're going to crack on. We're going to meet our first finalists. They are going to join us virtually using the magic of technology. And our first pitcher is from Spain. The company is called ABBA English, and they are a leading digital academy in English learning, and they are pioneering the human digital learning approach. Ladies and gents, please give a warm South Summit welcome to the head of learning from ABBA English, Natalia Casal. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Natalia Casal, and I am the head of learning at ABBA English. ABBA English is the first digital English academy with over 30 million students in more than 100 countries. This is why our platform has been translated into 9 languages. Over the years, we have received many awards, such as the Reimagine Education Award, which is considered the Oscar of education. Also, ABBA English was the first online English course to be endorsed by Cambridge English. Students are unique, and each of them has very specific learning needs. So one of the challenges of e-learning is to meet those needs in one single platform. To do so, we need to understand how students are learning today. Some people look for engaging activities like watch movies in original version, and others seek for the effectiveness of traditional learning in traditional academies. And others simply need the flexibility of online learning. This scenario creates the current EdTech scenario, where we can find asynchronous courses that provide this flexibility for people who need to study anytime, anywhere. Also platforms that put teachers and students in contact, gamification, and artificial intelligence apps that create engaging products. And also, we cannot forget about traditional academies. Our English has put all of these experiences together in one platform. Plus, we are going to introduce here the natural method, which is our unique methodology. The natural method is an immersive experience where learning happens naturally. We have a video-based course where we use the language to create stories and present stories that create emotions in our students. And we do so because we know that we learn better with emotions. Our English is the first English academy to combine a video-based course with engaging stories and effective methodology and the feedback of human teachers. And we also provide certificates and unlimited conversation classes. At this point, you might be wondering, okay, but does this really work? And the answer is yes. 2 universities made an independent study that showed that 20 hours studying with our English is the equivalent to a university semester. And this comes at a fraction of the price for traditional courses. In our English, we have a goal to improve everyone's life through English learning. So, let's learn English together. Thank you.
Wonderful. What a strong start. Yes, information and emotion equals learning. That's very, very insightful there. Speaking of which, do any of our judges have an insightful question for Natalia? So if you do, put your hand up and the microphone will come to you. Yes, to our dear friend Nacho. If you could introduce yourself to the room, Nacho, and then Natalia will answer your question. Natalia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful. We can hear you loud and clear. Okay, Nacho, over to you.
Hello,
Thank
Natalia. You. Congratulations. I'm Nacho Mata.
Hi.
I'm the Chief of Investor Relations at IE University, at the IE Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center. So my question was if you can give us more information about your key metrics, especially your growth metrics, and what are your main numbers?
Okay, basically our main, in terms of revenue and our key metrics, what we follow is especially first how our students perform in terms of how long it takes for them to finish each of our levels and how long it takes for them to do each of our activities, and also how they improve the level of English with each of our activities and each of our levels. This is in terms of learning, of course, and then, of course, we measure the use in the platform and basically how they behave on it and how we can guide them and help them achieve their goals. The idea is that they achieve each of our levels in around 3 months. This is the metric that we have, and the North Star that we have, of course, is that at the end of it, they get a certification and they improve their lives through English learning.
Fabulous. Okay, and we are going to keep moving. We do run a tight ship here. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for Natalia for opening the stage for us. Wonderful stuff. Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to come on to our first presentation from a real-life presenter. And what you can't see from the audience is that there's a clock here that relentlessly, ruthlessly counts from 3 minutes down to 0, and then the time is up. And so, who's going to put our clock on the stage through its paces is a gentleman who I'm very grateful to for just informing me that a drink exists called an Irish Mule. I'm from Ireland. I had no idea. And now I know, and I have to try it. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, the next picture is called Mindstone. And they're a company that's based in the United Kingdom. But our next speaker, who's the head of community at Mindstone, is actually based in Switzerland and works remotely, which sounds very modern and high-tech. I like it. Mindstone is a revolutionary platform helping you to learn faster, remember more, and get things done. Sounds good so far. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the head of community at Mindstone for his 3 minutes of fame, Reginald Bien-Aimé. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Reggie, head of community at Mindstone. At Mindstone, Our mission is to create unique learning experiences and opportunities for anyone, anywhere. Now, the problem is learning hasn't evolved for centuries. When you think about it, if you're looking at the judges, we're essentially having a class. I'm the teacher on set, and the students are the judges sitting at their table taking notes. But digital innovation has allowed us to improve fundamentally the way we access knowledge and content. But we essentially replicate the same model over and over again. The opportunity is that we have at our disposal the biggest learning resource ever known to mankind, the internet. But if you're trying to learn something on the internet, good luck. Because if you look at the amount of information that is created every day, from podcasts to articles, it's simply too much to harness. At the end of the day, we view information, but we don't actually remember what we consume. And we're consuming 3 times more information than we did 70 years ago. Our answer is Mindstone. Mindstone is a platform that helps you learn faster and remember more by enabling you to take certified courses curated by anyone in this room, from the best videos, podcasts, and articles available on the internet. Now, think of us a little bit like you would Spotify. Imagine you're a DJ, you would curate playlists from an infinite library of music. Well, Mindstone will be to learning what Spotify was to listening. Obviously, we're surfing on the creator economy, disintermediating the education system, much like it was done in the film and music industry, where you have now musicians that are able to get directly in contact with their audience and make money from it. Our partners are coming on board, like anyone here could in this room, to create their own courses on whatever subject they have an expertise in. But the truth is, the magic behind what we're doing is in our courses. Imagine you're taking a course and you have a question, and you have access to all the questions and all the interactions that were made on these courses prior to you, basically before you did. And then eventually, you could have answers from other people going through the course at the same time as you did, creating basically a better learning experience for everyone. We essentially know how the mind works. We know exactly how to learn better, but we never really applied it. In Mindstone, it's built into what we do. How we're different, obviously, is because we're learner-focused. Everything we do is about the learning experience. Now, obviously, our team is led by our CEO, which is a 5-time founder. He first wanted to make the internet safer for kids, and then eventually was acquired. Super Awesome was acquired by Epic Games, and now he shifts his focus towards education. And finally, we wanted to say that the internet made information universally accessible. Google organized it, and at Mindstone, instead of just consuming data and content, you can actually learn from it. Thank you so much.
Wonderful stuff. Reggie, so we have a bit of time here for a question from one of our judges. What do they think of the Spotify of learning? Any questions? Is there a hand up? Yes, the gentleman over there. If you could introduce yourself to the room. Thank you.
Hi, this is Robert Novak here from All Iron Ventures. So my question is with respect to quality assurance. So how do you make sure that the information that you find and that you source from the internet is actually also good information, and that helps with the education?
Ideally, our platform will also evolve, because it also raises certain questions about copyright, because you can obviously curate from anywhere. But let's say that there's 2 levels to this. Obviously, we're going to moderate through a certain amount of keywords to make sure that, first of all, not only the quality of the source, but the quality of the content makes a great learning experience. So we'll have to moderate ourselves, much like Airbnb used to actually take the pictures themselves back in the day for any assets. But long term also, we hope that we enable, or at least push curators to actually build their own content, or at least make something of higher standards of quality, which we can follow easier over time.
Great question. Very insightful answer. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We only do one question. Reggie, thank you so much. That was great. Reggie Bien in from Mindstone. The Spotify of education. Okay, moving swiftly on. Our next pitcher is joining us virtually while the judges are face down, furiously tapping at their specially constructed iPads, keeping notes of all of our fantastic pitchers. Our next pitcher is EduFlow. It is making online learning better. They increase learner engagement and knowledge retention in higher education and corporate training settings. Teachers create learning flows in EduFlow by combining different activities together to create a sequence of activities. And here to explain EduFlow to all of you and our esteemed judges in the front row, all the way from Denmark, please welcome the CEO, David Kofed Wind from EduFlow. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David, and I am the CEO of EduFlow, and we want to help you make online training active and collaborative. So, why do we want to do this? All companies have to train their people. You have to onboard new team members, you have to train sales staff, you have to run leadership training and compliance training and so on. And traditionally, a lot of this was done in person and face-to-face. But with COVID, everything had to move online. And what happened was that when we tried to digitize all of this training, it just turned into PDFs and videos and quizzes. It's super passive to sit and watch that. It's boring, it's isolating. People generally hate it, and it's not very effective. Some people try to make this into Zoom meetings, but as we all know, having to join endless Zoom meetings is just a productivity killer number one. So we built EduFlow to solve this problem. EduFlow is a modern, lightweight learning management system, and it's built to facilitate online learning that's both active and collaborative. So how do we do this? Well, EduFlow is built on 3 pillars. It is active and async, so we allow the participants to create something, to write, to discuss, to reflect, and to give feedback to each other. And all of this supports active participation, and it's working asynchronously as well. Secondly, we've built EduFlow to facilitate collaborative learning. So we want learners to learn from each other and teach each other. This creates stronger bonds, and it enables people to participate actively and motivates them to perform. And finally, we've built EduFlow in a way that gives you infinite possibilities. So we have a no-code course builder where you can combine different learning activities to build exactly the course that you want. EduFlow is used by many different customers. Some of them include Google, who uses EduFlow for running their sales training. We have ETH Zurich, which is one of the most prestigious universities in the world. They use EduFlow to make their online courses much more engaging. And then we have Team Liquid using EduFlow for onboarding their employees in this new remote reality. As a company, we are profitable. We're 12 people working full-time around the world. We launched EduFlow in September 2019, and today we have more than 2,000 customers using EduFlow every month. We work with large clients and small clients, and some of the examples are shown here on the slide and include Google and Accenture. Thanks a lot for listening.
Thank you very much, David from EduFlow. Now, because we are running a tiny bit over time, David actually has another call to be on, so we're not going to have any Q&A with him. So, judges, feel free to make your notes right now. No questions needed. Okay, that was EduFlow. Right. We're going to move on to our next participant, our next finalist, who is going to join us on the stage here in La Nave in Madrid. And hello to everyone who's watching us via live streaming. I know there's many, many people tuned in. So our next company is Aditio, which is formative assessment platform to develop student skills. AI-based classroom management system that assists teachers to improve student performance thanks to powerful gradebook, which includes learning analytics and big data reports. So a lot of tech there under the hood. We're going to learn all about it with their CEO joining us. They're based in Spain, and the CEO is here today. Please, ladies and gentlemen, from Aditio, give a warm welcome to Jordi Corominas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jordi, a teacher and a computer scientist. I'm here to talk to you about Aditio, a platform to put every student on a path to success. Teachers are busy. When we founded Aditio, we wanted to give them more time and the appropriate tools to help kids, to help them personalize learning, and to help pupils develop their skills. With Aditio, teachers can centralize all their daily activities in one single place. At the same time, admins can understand how the students are learning through learning analytics, and kids and families can be involved in the entire process. Our business model is a SaaS. We work more or less like a Slack. We have an amazing tool for teachers who are looking for a top-notch classroom management application. Then they use it, they love it, and word of mouth spreads in the school. And then our sales team helps them scale to the entire school solution. With that model, we have reached 1,500 schools worldwide, and we have 55,000 teachers subscribed in the premium version. Only 5% of these schools churn every year. We have great agreements with some of the biggest companies in the edtech sector, and we have two public agreements, two public projects, one with Región de Murcia and another one with the Australian government. We have built a company with a product-led growth strategy, and with investing a minimal amount in marketing, even though this year we will probably close at around 1 million in revenues. Now that we have proven the product market fit, we have built a great product and a great team, we have a strategy to accelerate that growth. About our competitors, we compete with some companies from the United States. We are really focused on involving students in the learning process, but also with simple gradebooks or outdated school management platforms, which are much more expensive than us, and they are mostly focused on management. We are more focused on students' progress. Our target market is big. We work for K-12 institutions worldwide, and good news is that this market is just starting to get digitalized, so the opportunity is really big. I have the pleasure to lead an amazing team of 19 professionals with my co-founder, Montse, who founded an education company 25 years ago that manufactures beautiful agendas for schools. I am the CEO, but I'm also a computer scientist, a teacher at the university, and this is my third startup. In the future, we are raising our first investment round to do 3 things. I told you that we work like a Slack, but we still require teachers to pay for the teachers version. We want to change that to accelerate growth and to have more teachers using the product. We want to go 50-50 internationally. Right now, we just have 30% of the incomes coming from other countries. And we want to keep developing an amazing AI tool that helps teachers making decisions in the classroom, of which we already have a prototype. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Muy bien. Thank you. So, yeah, fantastic. You can really tell that you're in the field yourself. You're a teacher, computer scientist. You know the field, and yeah, great kind of supercharging the acquisition process there. Any questions from our fabulous panel of judges? Yes, a gentleman on the end. If you could introduce yourself to our room.
Thank you, Jordi. My name is Fernando Alre. I work as a partner of the First Ticket at Adventure City. And I would be interested in learning more about your strategy, your product-led growth strategy that you mentioned, and how you see that evolving into the future when you're scaling the business.
Mm-hmm. Yes, as I said, our growth was mainly based on the teachers' usage of our product. We have a tool that teachers love. They use it. They recommend it to other teachers, even if it's paid. And then we are able to scale to the school when there's a certain amount of teachers in one specific school. Our growth strategy is mostly based on giving a free version for teachers, so we will have much more teachers in each institution, so it will be easier to scale to the school version, which is the one that should really pay for that kind of product. And besides that, we are also trying to raise money in order to invest in marketing and sales, in which we have just invested a small amount to be able to do more effective sale, a more conventional sales process, not just trusting in the organic growth.
Great stuff. Ladies and gents, Jordi Corrodaminas from Aditio. Thank you. Gracias. Okay. I mean, I've said it before. I will say it again. This is such a hard choice for the judges. Everyone is a brilliant pitcher, but that's why they're here. That's why they made the finalists, the creme de la creme. And the judges do have a difficult decision to make. Speaking of which, we are now going to welcome our next finalist. Joining us from my homeland, the Emerald Isle of Ireland, of course. This is a company called Robotify, and they guide students to produce original ideas with the tools, resources, and freedom to grow their capacity for creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration skills. And joining us to pitch Robotify to our esteemed panel of judges is their CEO. Please welcome to our virtual stage, Adam Dalton. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm the co-founder of Robotify. At Robotify, our mission is to empower young people to learn coding in an inspiring and playful way. My coding journey started in high school, thanks to Mr. O'Neill, a passionate teacher who ran after-school coding classes. He saw how important teaching young people how to code was. And this is because 67% of all new jobs in STEM are in computer science, but only 11% of STEM grads study computer science. It's clear that young learners need exciting and engaging ways to learn how to code. At Robotify, we discovered that moving virtual robots around virtual worlds empowers young learners to use their imagination and have fun while programming, and all from a simple web browser. Learn coding using our 100+ hour best-in-class programming curriculum and self-guided challenges, and then compete in multiplayer virtual robotics competitions, all the way from classroom to worldwide levels. Think coding meets esports. We've made it accessible to educators, providing them with professional development, lesson plans, and much more. Our competitors focus on building the individual modules rather than the platform. But at Robotify, our immersive products are built using our proprietary in-browser IDE and 3D simulation engine, allowing students to see their code working in real time and giving us the platform for scale. This enables users to be up and coding in 60 seconds without the need to download any software. We operate on an annual license fee model, selling classroom bundles and school bundles, and our primary go-to-market strategy is via educational distributors who have deep pre-existing relationships with schools and districts. For parents who want to get their kids coding, we also have a B2C option for $50 yearly. And while it hasn't been our focus to date, we have some plans to use our traction in the school to scale this operation in the coming year. School districts continue to spend on digital products with massive growth during the pandemic. The market is huge, and this is before you even look at entering into the home. Today, Robotify has over 100,000 users, and we've signed distributors across many different territories across the world. In Q1, we signed our first major distribution deal with Learning.com, serving 1,300 school districts and 1 million students annually. In addition to this, we also secured a small and relatively unknown customer in Steve Wozniak and his company WozEd. I invite you to join Steve and I on October the 14th as we share the stage at Robotify's first ever expo on robotify.com. Evan and I started Robotify when we were in high school, and we've grown to a team of 19. Surrounded by our advisors like Brian, Ray, and Mark, we will continue to scale up operations and bring in experienced leaders into our team. Our vision is for Robotify to be a pioneering, game-changing company that believes that all kids can have a foundational understanding of coding. We're opening a new round and are looking for investors who share this vision.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Adam Dalton, the CEO of Robotify. Coding meets esports in 60 seconds. Our judges are typing away at their iPads. Now, unfortunately, like our previous guest, Ronan does, or I beg your pardon, Adam does have to jump on another call, so is not available to join us for the live Q&A. So it means we're going to move swiftly on to our next pitcher, who is right here, right now, joining us on stage here at La Nave in Madrid. He is from Simple Cloud Education, which is a truly flexible and collaborative workspace as a service solution, even for the most demanding courses and projects. He's a gentleman who has visited Portmeirion in the UK, which is a wonderful location, I discovered just now. And he is the CEO of the company based in Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, to tell you all about Simple Cloud Education, please welcome to the stage Oliver Wolf. Thank you.
Hi. Remote education has clear benefits. Now it goes. It is flexible, it is accessible, it generates savings sometimes. But the digitalization enabled by the cloud is bringing many challenges, especially in higher education courses. There was already a digital divide in education, and the pandemic made it wider. On one side, you've got students that sometimes lack resources, especially hardware. And on the other side, you've got institutions and their IT teams, which simply cannot deliver on all the demands in due time. Well, at Simple Cloud, we are here to create complete digital classrooms and PC labs in near real time. We are not another software. We are the real thing with the platform, the onboarding, the security, and all the computing power integrated. You can see here a teacher which is creating, without the help of any IT resource, in real time for its art class, selecting different software that he's going to allocate to all these students, proprietary or commercial, selecting virtual machine with a relevant graphic capacity that will be available to anyone without having to invest in any PC, selecting security protocols, as well as scheduling his class. All that available anywhere in the world. And just by clicking create, his environment is here, available to absolutely everyone. We are here to bridge the digital divide, thanks to the simplicity of our end-user-focused platform and its full automatization, thanks to its accessibility from anywhere and from any basic device. And it is highly efficient and collaborative. We have helped to move a lot of different customers during the pandemic to the cloud, and we are recognized by renowned experts in education. We are on the desktop as a service market, which is the fastest growing segment of remote education and remote work, according to Gartner. And we are focused on education, as well as continuous education, but also support different verticals and can be a bridge between the academic world and employers. We've got a unique selling proposition focused on automatization and collaboration and end-user focused. And we are global by nature, leveraging IBM Cloud anywhere in the world. We are here to scale up fast together with you. We are focused on developing the best end-user focused platform. Our team is here to generate and leverage a global reseller network of experts and our presence in the IBM Cloud catalog. Together with you and with this strategy, we are going to multiply our revenues by time 30 in just 5 years. We've got already all the traction and be in the black by 2023. We've got a team of passionate experts, the best in cloud development as well as in virtualization in Spain and the US. And now is the time to invest in the future of education together with Simple Cloud Education. Thank you.
Excellent stuff, fantastic, and bang on time. You know, these startups, they've practiced, their pitches are just so smooth, it's really good. But are there any questions that our judges might have for our wonderful Oliver Wolf, the CEO of Simple Cloud Education? Any questions? Yes, yes, from Nacho. If you could reintroduce yourself to the room, thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I'm Nacho Mateo, the head of investor relations at IE University. My question is regarding your business model. Can you give us more information about the business model and especially the pricing of your software?
Well, the business model is a software as a service or platform as a service. We are fully automated and we are totally dynamically generated. So we can adapt our business model to the needs of the institution, focusing it on the demand of computing power for the specific course, as well as the number of hours. So it is extremely flexible and responds to the needs. No one size fits all, but fully automated.
Okay, excellent. Very good question. Very good answer. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Wolf from Simple Cloud Education. Thank you. Great. Okay, exciting stuff, and every time we have a picture, it does not get any easier. And we have pitchers from all over the world joining us here today. Our next pitcher joins us all the way from God's own country, beautiful India, and is the co-founder of Skill Safari. Skill Safari is a skill development company and not only provides skill building training, but also engagement with their students to develop a collaborative learn and earn community. To pitch Skill Safari to our wonderful panel of judges here in the Nave, joining us virtually all the way from India is our co-founder, Kiran Sharma. Please welcome Kiran to the stage. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kiran Sharma. I'm one of the co-founders here at Skill Safari. At Skill Safari, we are trying to solve one of the most important problems here in India. More than 53% of the candidates are either unemployed or underemployed. There are more than 3 million students passing out of their college every year, and they're finding very difficult to get a dream job. And companies are also finding problem with respect to finding the potential candidate to join their company. What we are actually trying to do is we are trying to bridge the gap between the candidates as well as the company. So the problem or the solution that I am having over here is something called as outcome-based education. By helping the candidates decide what to actually study or what is their career path, we are going to provide them with the resources and materials to develop and build their career path over here. We have designed this particular module in such a way that every particular candidate who's going to join this particular platform will have a recommendation system that is going to suggest them what is the kind of career path that they would like to join. And then we have designed the modules, which is both going to be interactive as well as gamified by giving them a lot of challenges to actually build themselves. On top of that, they will be part of a community which will be both collaborative, where they can interact with their peers, and it is going to be completely artificial intelligence based. So the AI model is yet to be built, but this is what we are actually building on the process of getting developed over here. So the end result is always something where they will have to get a job. So we are already there in the market. Our concept is proven and tested, where we have like 5 different products which are right now live in the market, which is data structures algorithm, data science, machine learning, merge stack development, and Python full stack program. So we are in the final stage of launching UI UX design, digital marketing, and mobile app development. Till date, our revenue, which is for the year of 2020 and 2021, has actually been, the realized revenue has been $100,000. And for short courses, the realized revenue has actually been $25,000. Now, long courses, what I'm actually talking about is going to be courses which are more than 6 months long, and short courses are going to be from 4 weeks to 6 weeks long. The unrealized amount is $165,000. When I'm talking about unrealized, it is something which students pay once after they are done with the particular program. With the particular funding, we would be definitely be in a position where we can actually come up with a monthly revenue of $50,000. And with offline training, with a monthly revenue of $22,000, where we are already partnered with a number of colleges in India. Offline training right now is not pretty much something that we are focusing because of the pandemic situation. Our journey so far has been pretty much awesome, with our students loving our training, giving us a feedback of 4.75 out of 5, and we have trained more than 200,000 students. So we are partnered with a good variety of companies, and we have done a lot of certification courses as well, right? This is Skill Safari for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran Sharma. Now, because of time differences and other bits and pieces, he is unable to join us for the live Q&A. So we're going to move immediately on to our next pitcher, which is joining us all the way from the Netherlands. They're joining us virtually via the streaming screen. They are called Covince. Covince. Ooh. Covince have their own music, great. And Covince makes collaborating and learning an adventure, more fun and more effective. They let people and organizations grow and gather by combing the working place with high-tech learning environment. Sounds intriguing. To pitch Covince to our esteemed panel of judges, please welcome to the virtual stage the founder of Covince, Richard van Tilborg. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to start with a question. What is the biggest competitor for doing learning activities? Well, we think that might be Netflix, because people can come home and can do learning stuff, or they can watch Netflix. Well, I think we got a feeling for the numbers. So our first goal is to make learning more fun and engaging. Second question, do you remember something about your 5th driving lesson? And what about your exam? Well, 90% of the people answer yes to the exam question, because research says that emotions play a very big part in remembering things. With all these kind of new brain insights, it is possible to make learning more effective. So therefore, we combined with our platform 2 goals. We want to have more fun and more effective. But how do we do that then? Well, we created a platform where we combined all kind of new technologies with all kind of new brain principles and insights together in one platform, where you can experience learning journeys from start until end. For example, you can start on your mobile, do practical things in VR, and learn together in a social 3D environment. Well, let's zoom into the last one. A typical live online learning needs several tools to make it interactive, like Teams for video conferencing, Miro for whiteboarding, Kahoot for polls, and many, many others. Well, we combine them all in one. And I can talk a lot about it, but we say seeing is believing.
With the help of Covins, I am able to work with my colleagues in any virtual space. Maybe you prefer something more spatial, or conduct an online training, or set up some social cooperation and games to put your team to the test. How about this soundtrack for our new video?
Yeah, perfect.
Let's move to a different background. Share your story with a huge audience and create smaller breakout groups in the same room to gather more efficiently. Until next time.
So it seems cool stuff, but who is using it already? Well, the big top Dutch universities as well as different secondary schools are using it already. But we want to provide lifelong learning. So we created also the bridge between education and work life. So several corporate organizations are using it already, as well as governmental organizations. Now you might think, yeah, for those big organizations, yeah, it's very manageable with costs and implement such technologies. But we wanted to make the technology accessible for all. Therefore, we created an easy-to-use experience builder where you can configure all kinds of learning journeys without any programming skills. And you can share those journeys in your own organization to your clients, but you can also make them available in our Adventure Store. Summarized, we are a platform of possibilities, making learning more fun and effective. And when we are the Netflix, will you be the next Marvel?
Oh, what a fun presentation. My God, my school, no shade or anything like that, but I remember a lot of moments like the head on the desk like we saw earlier. This is so much fun, learning in the metaverse, great stuff. Okay, and I believe we are now going to be joined by Richard from Covins. Hello, Richard, great to see you. Okay, you're here, you're live in La Nave, and do we have any questions for Richard? Yes, wonderful. If you could introduce yourself to the room first, please.
For your presentation. My name is Isabel Cordova. I am here on behalf of ADKI Global Partners and the Ford Capital. Please, can you tell us what is the business model and what in particular are the revenue lines?
Great. Oh, I'm so sorry. We don't hear you just at the moment. Could we just double check the sound? Can you check you're not muted? We're doing this very live, folks. You can tell sometimes these things happen. It happened to Facebook yesterday. It can happen to a video call. How are we doing there? How much time? We still can't hear you. I'm so sorry. Maybe we will come back if we can. If we can get a connection a bit later with audio, I think we'll probably try and come back to you, because it was a really good question. Remember the question, just in case we can come back. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Richard. Okay, we're going to move on. You can't hear it, but there's a round of applause here for you now, Richard. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, these pitching situations are live, and anything can happen. Okay, and now we're going to move to a real in the live pitch on the next big thing stage in La Nave here at South Summit in Madrid. And you may have noticed these very stylish ladies sitting in the front row here, bringing a touch of color coordination and style to proceedings. Well, their founding member is about to join us, absolutely rocking the branded look, I promise you. She is a founding member of Simba, which is a female-founded all-in-one platform that helps organizations streamline the management of their talent development programs, including internships, apprenticeships, fellowships, and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to the stage from Simba to Paula Mora. Thank you.
Let me tell you a story about a girl who moved to the US at the age of 9. As an undocumented student, she had big career aspirations. As soon as she could, she took on extra part-time jobs and eventually 5 unpaid internships to make her aspirations a reality. Did you know that internships are the single most important factor to landing a job after college? Hola, me llamo Paula Mora. I'm founding member of Simba, and that girl was me. An internship is really important to landing a job. However, who has access? In New York, an average internship in the summer can cost students up to $10,000. And now, due to COVID, over 47% of US employers canceled their internships in the US alone. And I will make sure that my slides are also going along. However, today, closing the opportunity gap is at the touch of a keyboard. Cue remote internships. Through remote internships, employers are able to tap into talent from Lima, Peru to Melbourne, Australia. And that is when we realize the power of remote work to level the playing field and open up access for students like me who did not have the opportunity. When we first got started building Simba, we sat down with around 250 HR team leaders, and they told us that internships are a mess. They're using, on average, 8 different platforms and even spreadsheets to manage a single remote program. However, we realized they needed a solution to scale, and we listened. We built Simba to power symbiotic experiences. We work with some exciting customers, like Robinhood and Apple, to name a few. And here's how they use Simba today. First, they easily welcome all their participants and onboarding on a seamless experience. Then they manage and track all their projects in a single platform. And they invite them to join a community where they can create profiles, engage in live video content, and discussions. And finally, definitely not least, is our dashboard feature, which enables organizations to understand the success of their programs and make data-driven decisions. Our business model is pretty straightforward. We charge a setup fee and a fee based on the number of users. And the market for internships is huge and untapped. In the US alone, companies are spending over $100 billion on an internship program per year. However, they're not converting nearly half of the candidates, which means that over half of the spend is not being realized. In the past year, we have skyrocketed. We have gone from 0 to 1 million in annual recurring revenue, have supported over 5,000 internship experiences, along with fellowships, apprenticeships, and boot camps, and have 100% renewal rates, positive net retention, and over $15 million in our sales pipeline today. Simba is also getting noticed. Forbes recently named us as a leader behind the workforce revolution. And we are an all-female-founded tech startup. We have done over 32 internships combined and know the space like no one else. We have an exciting mission. In the next 3 years, we want to open up 1 million job opportunities. So join us. Let's open up the workforce. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. OK, so now we have some time for a question from our judges. That was a pretty comprehensive and superbly branded presentation. Was very smoothly done. And we have a question from Nacho. Thank you. If you could introduce yourself one more time, and your question for Paula. Thank you.
Well, congratulations for the fantastic presentation. I'm Nacho Mateo. I'm the Chief of Investor Relations at IE University. Okay. So my question is regarding the higher education institutions. Are you guys approaching the educational institutions, and how are you working, finding the talent between the companies and the students?
That's a great question, Mateo. Thank you so much. So we did start focusing on partnerships, right? Partnerships is a huge avenue for us to connect with employers who have really large pools of talent and that need tools like this to really scale and open up more opportunities. So higher education institutions have been pivotal for us to connect with those interested employers, but also interns. So believe it or not, we have also a large collection of free resources for intern seekers. They can go on our website, they can find paid remote internships that we find out throughout the web. So it's really a win-win situation, right? We're supporting the employers that are working with higher education institutions and also their students.
And we should talk after your pitch.
Yes, we definitely will.
Hey, this is where the magic happens. You heard it here first. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Paola Mora from Simba. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. We are going to move swiftly on. We're down to the final two, if you can believe it. And I think they're going to be awesome. Our second last, our penultimate pitcher is Keith Wakeman, who's the CEO and co-founder of SuperBetter from the United States. They bring social emotional learning to life for middle and high school classrooms. And over 1 million people have played SuperBetter. Ladies and gents, please welcome to the stage, Keith Wakeman.
Hi, I'm Keith Wakeman, and I'm the CEO at SuperBetter. SuperBetter brings social and emotional learning to life for middle school and high school classrooms in a way that's practical and engaging. I co-founded SuperBetter together with Jane McGonigal, our Chief Science Officer. I'm an innovator, a brand builder. I've led the development and launch of over $1 billion of products. Jane is a researcher, a world-renowned game designer, and the global thought leader for using the science of games to improve real lives. Jane is also the inventor of SuperBetter, and she shared her story in this popular TED Talk with over 8 million views. You see, Jane hit her head and got a concussion, and the concussion didn't heal properly. Over time, Jane experienced anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation. Jane finally got to the point that she said, I'm going to either create a game to help myself heal, or I'm going to kill myself. And fortunately for us and for the world, she created a game that is now SuperBetter and has helped over 1 million people overcome obstacles in their own lives. The problem that we solve is youth mental health, which has been declining for a decade and has been made much worse in the last 18 months because of the pandemic. Middle school and high school teachers, they're on the front lines and they see and feel the impact on their students every day, and they want and need practical and engaging tools to help. Tools like SuperBetter, a game-based learning platform that promotes social emotional learning, resilience, mental health, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. The way that it works in the classroom is that teachers host games and students play games. Teachers select from a game library, or they create a new game using our methodology. They begin and end the game with a classroom discussion, and while students play, they monitor activities in their admin portal. Students play outside of class on their web or mobile device. They accept the challenge to play, and each day spend a few minutes completing gameful activities. They activate power-ups, quick activities that give them positive energy. They battle bad guys, which are obstacles that get in the way of their goals. And they complete quests, which are steps towards their epic win. As they play, students see their whole person resilience grow, and they earn badges to represent the new skills they're developing. SuperBetter gets great reviews on the App Store, 4.7 out of 5 stars. Not only do individuals love it, but teachers and therapists recommend it. SuperBetter is backed by published, randomized, controlled, and clinical trials. This study at University of Pennsylvania shows that playing SuperBetter for 30 days significantly reduces anxiety and depression. Our near-term total addressable market in the US is $2 billion. Our revenue model is a freemium subscription. Teachers subscribe to host games for students, and school districts purchase annual site licenses. SuperBetter is highly differentiated. Compared to meditation apps, our gameful approach is more engaging for students. And compared to traditional curriculum, SuperBetter excels at developing skills in the real world. We have a bold mission for SuperBetter to unlock the heroic potential of 50 million youth in the next 5 years. Will you join us?
Very inspiring purpose behind that company, a very compelling presentation, and I believe Keith is joining us from the USA for a question from our esteemed panel of judges. Do we have a question? Do we have Keith? Keith, yes, there you are, fantastic. Can you hear me, Keith?
I can hear you, yes.
Perfect, and we can hear you, that's wonderful. Okay, we have time for one question. Whose hand is going up? Yes, the gentleman over here. If you could introduce yourself one more time to the room, thank you.
Hi, this is Robert Novak from All Iron Ventures. My question is with respect to customer acquisition. How do you do your customer acquisition process? Do you go towards the end customer, or do you go towards schools and try to get customers through that?
Yeah, so it ties to our revenue model. So it's two-tiered. Teachers can subscribe to host games for their students. So there's a direct-to-teacher model, much like inspired by Kahoot and similar product-led growth kinds of companies. And then school districts can also purchase site licenses. They work in tandem. Of course, as a few teachers in a school district start using SuperBetter in their classrooms, it creates warm leads. Here in the States, there's a lot of pandemic relief money in school districts, so it's also a good time for us to be selling directly to school districts as well.
Okay, thank you very much to Keith Wakeman, the CEO and co-founder of SuperBetter. Wonderful, wonderful, thank you. And thank you for that question. Okay, folks, we are now down to the final presentation for the education and Enlightened section of our amazing startup competition. We are now going to meet EduSync, and joining us to speak about EduSync, which is a leader in the development and delivery of assessment technologies and a cloud-based assessment platform focused on affordable and scalable custom tests and language exams. Please welcome all the way from the USA, joining us virtually, the co-founder and CEO of EduSync, Sean Killahan. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name's Sean. I'm the co-founder and CEO of EduSync, and we make online testing and remote proctoring easy for educational institutions. Before I tell you about what we do, I would like to tell you about Hannah. Hannah is the head of assessment for the University of Auckland in New Zealand, and she has a few interesting problems. The first problem is that the current LMS they use does really not have a nice testing environment either for the students or for the teachers to create their own exams. The LMS was also not designed for high stakes tests, and a part of that is not only the question types, but also the fact that there's no security when testing students remotely. And this is where the EduSync solution comes into play. We offer an authoring tool for institutions to create their own exams. We also offer an AI-driven remote proctoring technology and advanced analytics and reporting for teachers and admins to get the most out of their online exams. Our flagship product is our content management system, where institutions can create their own exams using any language and any content. They can choose from over 40 different question types to create an exam and deploy their tests globally online from one centralized platform. This includes both long-form spoken and written exams, where students can actually write an essay or record their voice into the machine, after which we distribute these exercises to the professors or evaluators from the organization to give evaluations and feedback done through the centralized platform instantaneously. Our remote proctoring technology uses two layers, both an AI layer as well as a layer of certified invigilators or trained EduSync proctors. What actually happens is we use the webcam, the camera, microphone, and other behavioral-driven technologies to determine if the user's cheating, after which their sessions are reviewed by a staff of trained individuals. And all of this can be integrated easily with any LMS. Currently, we have 450,000 students around the world, over 50 institutional partnerships. There is an EduSync user in every country on planet Earth, and over 21 million questions have been answered on our system to date. Existing clients include some of the largest educational outfits on Earth, from Education First to technology companies like Open English and Cambly, as well as universities like Arizona State University and Boston University, as well as EdHec in France. We've been lucky to receive a number of awards over the last year or two, including being nominated one of the top 100 EdTech companies in LATAM last year, as well as the best startup in higher education from the Enlighted competition in 2020. The executive team comprises of me, Adam, and Rodrigo. We have over 25 years of experience running startups around the world, both in LATAM and Asia, as well as even in the US. And we all speak at least two languages, with Adam also speaking Spanish. So we have the right team to deliver this platform to all educational outfits on Earth who are in need of advanced testing and even remote proctoring technology. Once again, my name is Sean. I'm the co-founder and CEO of EduSync, and we make proctoring and testing easy for educational outfits. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, Sean from EduSync. Will you join us here for the Q&A, Sean? Because I'm sure one of our judges might have an interesting question for you. What do they need to know about EduSync? What did the presentation hint towards that hasn't been answered? Any questions, or did that just nail it? You might have nailed it. There are no hands going up. All our judges are happy. You answered all of their questions in your presentation. So congratulations, Sean, and thank you very much for joining us all the way from the US. Ladies and gents, Sean Killahan, thank you. Wonderful. Okay, now, before we move on, we do actually have an unanswered question from earlier. And I believe, using the magic of technology, we are going to invoke Richard van Tilburg from the metaverse platform Convince. And he will have audio, and he will answer the question from Isabel in the front row. So if you could pass the mic to Isabel. Richard, are you there? Are you joining us? This feels like the Eurovision. Okay. Richard, oops, okay, we just need to change the screen resolution there. There you are, Richard, fabulous. Can you hear me?
I hear you, do you hear me?
We can hear you, this is wonderful. Okay, so over to you, Isabel. It's, your moment is now. Can we hear Isabel? The mic for Isabel should be switched on.
Okay, the question is only, please can you explain us what is your business model and in particular your revenue lines? And thank you for coming back again.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much for your question. Yeah, like we have two business models. So the first of all is the adventure store, and in our adventure store, partners, but anyone can create their journeys and sell them, and we get a percentage of it. And that can be like journeys like normal e-learning. So we are not only metaverse first, but we also have like interactive videos, and we also have 360 and other things. So that is one, the adventure store, and the other one is a pay-per-user per month. And that is that organizations can use and create their own unlimited journeys in their own organization and spread them, and do in that journeys also like the collaboration stuff and the learning stuff. And that they can use also for many things. And for education, we have some discount prices. So I hope this answers your question.
Fantastic, absolutely perfect. Thank you so much for joining us again, Richard. And apologies for the issues earlier. And thank you, Isabel, for that great question. Ladies and gents, one more time, the founder of Convince, Richard van Tilburg. Thank you.